everybody, it's Cat.
And man, we just don't do anything on time, do we?
No, we don't.
But everybody's hanging out, though, as they do in the waiting room. It's appropriately called that, because y'all gotta wait for us. But we're here. Hi, everybody. It's me, Matt.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, hi. Get out of that waiting room, folks. Climb on in the elevator. We're going all the way up to the 10th floor to talk about this week's General Hospital. Hi. And it's not just us, folks. It's not just us. We got Carolyn here. Hello, Carolyn. Cindus, Rochelle, Janet, Sandra, and for the first time that I can recall, Quition, Quebec? Quition? Phonetically spell that name for me, could you? Hi, Quebec.
Welcome to the 10th floor.
Welcome to the 10th floor. We got an elevator emoji and everything going on. I love to see it. Hi. Hello. What a week. What a week in General Hospital. What a week in Port Charles, Ma.
Yeah.
Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
What a week.
What a big week. Let's dive into the deep end. The moment we've all been waiting for. And I liked it this way. There was a lot of question. WWLD. What would Laura be doing? Hey, Jeannie.
Yes.
What is Laura? WWLD. What's Laura doing? What in the world?
What
Laura
in the world
doing?
is Laura doing?
What Laura doing? WWLD. What Laura doing? The big question. What's Laura been? She been done. Oh, Chiquita just left out the chi. Got it. Kita on Quebec. All right, I'll call you Kita. Hey, Kita.
Howdy.
What's going on, Kita? Welcome to the show. Anyway, so the WWLD. What Laura doing? Laura been off with Kevin, looking for Lucky. They were in Africa. He was in Africa, but Africa's a big place.
Looking for Lucky in all the wrong places. Looking for Lucky.
Yeah.
You guys remember that song? Looking for Love from the Urban Cowboy?
No. It's like Afternoon Delight.
No. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for
Lucky in all of his old camps.
It's from
all
Urban
the
Cowboy.
places
But she was
that
looking
he
for Lucky.
used to be. He ain't there no more, and we're chasing
It's
him
such an
down.
old reference. Nobody even gets it.
Well, I'm sure the chat got it, but I didn't get it because I'm young. Man, give me an Olivia Rodrigo reference, huh? Because I'm young and hip.
You're young and hip, huh?
I'm young and hip. I don't know
You're
today's
the nerdiest
tunes.
hipster I've ever met, Matt. The nerdiest hipster ever.
I'm a faux skater. I'm a dork. What can I say? But I love it. Good movie, Urban Cowboy, says Sandra. See, I told you other people get it.
It's a sissy.
So WWLD, she's off. She's chasing down Lucky's movements, but didn't catch up to where he wound up. Going to this camp, this village,
I guess
that
her
place.
and Kevin's I Spy wasn't very, very focused, was it?
I spy with my little eye a long sandy brown lock of hair. Lucky's been here, but he's gone now. So they're chasing him down. They don't catch up by the time he goes to Port Charles. He gets to Port Charles. He's praying in the chapel.
Yeah.
First things first, all right? Everybody knows that Jonathan Jackson loves himself some God.
He sure does.
So, I mean, it was neat. Like, knowing that about Jonathan Jackson and then having Lucky in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was neat. I thought I was here for it. I liked it.
Steve Burton both.
I'm in the way that Jonathan Jackson played the scene was still very Lucky. This wasn't like, this was my demand that Lucky has a relationship with God. So we're gonna shove it in somehow. No, this was natural.
It was natural. Hey, come on. We see people in the chapel all the time in GH.
All the time
in GH. Sonny goes in the chapel all the time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't burst into flames or anything.
No. And it's fun because a lot of people make up, it seems, opinions that a well-known, a person who has faith, and they're public about it and they talk about it and they do interviews and studies and all sorts of stuff. And then people take that and then they assume that they are like on the Candace Cameron Bure side of things.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
words got to be crystal clean, no swearing, and everybody's straight and in love. You know, like that mentality is what people
Yes.
assign to folks who have that belief.
Mhm.
Jonathan Jackson, though, is showing us early on that that's not who he is as an actor.
Mm.
All right. Also, we have to keep in mind, too, now Candace Cameron also has been in like movies and TV since she was a little kid, but so is Jonathan Jackson.
He sure has.
These folks know a bunch of gay people and
sure
have their whole life.
Sure.
Do you remember Glee?
I do remember Glee.
There was a character on it named Blaine, who's played by an actor named Darren Criss, who was a big musical theater guy from San Francisco.
Dark hair?
Dark hair, yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Kurt and Blaine, you know, was the gay duo on that show.
I remember.
So Blaine, a straight actor, musical theater straight actor, had been since he was a little kid, grew up in the Bay Area, did it all in San Francisco. And he tells a story about how eventually one day, in front of all of his friends and his family, he had to come out as straight, given the circles he ran in, the things that he liked to do, the career path that he was on. People assumed.
That's amazing. I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, people assumed and assumed and assumed. And he was like, nah, guys, friends and family, that's not what I'm into. So just to say, people who have been involved in entertainment creation for a long time have known people for a long time that are across the spectrum.
Sure, because gay people have a tendency to be creative people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we got time. We're not raising kids, right? So.
You know, creative from early, like you, Matt. You were creative since you were 9 years old. I mean, that's, you know, that you were young when you started thinking about acting. You were young.
It was a good time. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Because it's just part of you. It's you. It's you. I myself was born to be a mother. I know that.
Oh, well, you know, I was born to be a podcaster, so I hope everybody's enjoying it.
I was born to be a cool mom, I hope, but yeah.
I mean, so people have told me time and time again, especially when I was doing wrestling, that I was born 20 years too late. That if I was 20 years old in the 60s or 70s, maybe 30 years too late. Regardless, I was born too late. But if I was coming up in what...
born in 1961 like me?
If I was born in 1961 like you, yes. Then my talents and the things that I found interest in and the things that I'm good at would have taken me to the top of stardom in things that were still popular back then.
So instead of being ahead of your time, you were behind your time?
I was behind my time. No, so they were saying, I mean, I was told by many people coming up in wrestling that if this was a different era, a different decade, if this was the before time, then I would have been just as famous as Bobbie Heenan.
Well, I thought that's the name that came to mind. You would have been Bobbie Heenan?
I would have been just as famous as Bobbie Heenan. But I was too late. And now I'm great at this. Well, listen to me talk wonderful about myself. You know, if I have this opinion, if you don't share it, that's okay. I have a good time. I have a great time talking into this microphone. I really enjoy podcasting. I would have been a DJ. I would have been a radio DJ if that was still a viable career option for people.
Sure. I agree. I agree, Matt.
Yeah. Anyway, so back
to that crazy show, General Hospital.
Back to that crazy show. People assume that Jonathan Jackson was going to come in saying, no, well, Aiden can't be gay, and I'm going to have a problem with that, and this, that, and the other thing. But no, this has been Lucky Spencer.
This is the only thing that I found uncharacteristic for Lucky Spencer this week. Lucky Spencer tearing up Bobbie's doesn't feel right.
He was really upset.
He was very upset. I understand. I do understand how it's part of the story. I do.
Yeah.
But as the character of Lucky's never been like that. Has he been spontaneous? Absolutely. But he's never been
rageful, destructive.
Rageful, exactly.
Yeah, I understand that.
He's never been rageful, and that was rageful. And I know he's just tormented. He's tormented by the fact that his liver's not viable. And I have a feeling, even though that's not what I thought. I thought, they're going to bring him all this way and have him not be the match. I mean, obviously, Jonathan's not leaving.
Right.
Lucky's not hitting the road because he's not a match, even though he was kind of talking about doing that. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But I didn't like him tearing up Bobbie's, but I understood it. I did. And I think, what would Laura do? I think the way they wrote it was Laura answering his prayer, basically.
So that's what I was leading up to.
Yes.
So, people are like, oh, where's Laura? How come she didn't burst into Sidwell's compound with an AK-47 in one hand and a Tommy gun in the other? All of this action and adventure, and Laura was left out of it. How dare they do that? This was Laura's story to tell. I really, really enjoy Laura being the answer to Lucky's prayer far more than her being Rambo.
Well, me too, actually. In the long run, me too. I was looking forward to, to me, it's melancholy, to have those folks back together, have Anna and, everybody together to save the day, the 80s adventurous group. Yeah. I like the idea of Laura being in the middle of that.
Right.
But the fact that they didn't go that way, I mean, it is a little bit convoluted, kind of silly that they wrote her on some caper to find Lucky to give Jeannie her well-deserved. Jeannie, girl, you want to take this time off every year? I respect the crud out of you.
You do
it,
that.
Girl. You do it, but you make sure you come back every year.
Yeah.
I don't want you to leave. So I found it that it's a little odd that they wrote that she's going to be on a big adventure, but there's no adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Kelly.
I found that to be a little strange that they wrote and we assume, we make an assumption. She's off to find Lucky. That's a caper. That's an adventure.
Right. Right.
So we made an assumption that she would be part of it. But I love this, that, he's asking for a sign.
I need guidance. And who's better guidance for Lucky than his mama?
Yeah. And then you hear, Lucky? And we're going to see some great stuff going forward between the two of them.
Oh, yes.
Because Jeannie Francis and Jonathan Jackson can cry on a dime.
They're just talking about it in the chat right now. No one cries better than Jeannie Francis. Jonathan Jackson is a close second.
Exactly. I mean, my goodness. They can. I always find that so amazing in actors, actually. And there's a lot of them out there. The fact that you can have just turn on a physical, emotional response is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And by just, with a physical response of tears, something tangible that has to come.
Yes. Yes. Like,
it's amazing.
It's not just scrunching your face and going.
Exactly. Like it's not, it's not grimacing. It's not showing, I think you can show fear without being fearful. But I think it'd be kind of, for me, it would be impossible to cry and not have a reason to cry.
Yeah, I mean, what do they say when you're in acting class, right? Like, all of these things are based in real emotion, When you're off stage, you have to think about the losses that you have felt to put yourself in a position in which you can start crying. And it's probably true to start with, but eventually it can become a reflex, I would think.
I would imagine, I guess after a while it could turn into muscle memory, right?
Turn into muscle memory. Also, I guess, we've never worked long-term on a television show or anything. We've done little bits, scenes, clips, this, and that, and a play, but nothing like playing Lucky Spencer for off and on my life type of deal, right? And I would imagine that there is also a certain point in which reality and fantasy blend a little bit. And when you're in this position and you're telling these stories and you've just torn up the Bobbie set and Jocelyn comes in to read my character, the Riot Act, there's probably a blending of fantasy and reality in there that might actually pull out a genuine physical, emotional response to something.
Yeah.
But I've never worked on it like that.
But I'm so looking forward to, Well, I love the Spencer family, so
Yes.
I just like all of it. I like that Lucas came back. Um, I like the actor that's playing Lucas so far.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to have a naturalness in front of the camera, a real ease in front of the camera. And I think it's really hard to be a recast, even if, I know that Lucas has been so many different actors. I
Yeah.
think he might be tied for the most actors to ever play a character.
Well, I know that Ryan Carnes, which was the face of Lucas before this one, was kind
Right.
of the
I think the
one that
most
people had.
recognizable run, right?
Yeah, I think that's the one that people most associate with Lucas at this point.
Yep,
Is
yep,
that
yep.
face, Ryan
And he
Carnes?
came back for Bobbie's funeral too.
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't know exactly why they've recast him for this. I think it has something to do with commitment time, how much time they wanted to commit to the show. Generally speaking, if an actor's working out, then that's what it'll come down to, is whether or not they're interested in signing
Mm-hmm.
on for particular weeks or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that. I can't say, though. I didn't talk to Ryan. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Cindus likes the new Lucas as well. So, hey, me too. I like the new Lucas. I like what they've done with the new Lucas. I enjoy the actor in the... how do I put this? He shows a couple of different faces of Lucas. You know how people, they have their personality, right? But certain people get certain aspects of that
Right.
personality, depending on the situation, your closeness, your bondness, yada, yada, yada. And I think the actor, give me his name, chat, because I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this actor is doing a really good job of showing a different side of Lucas with all of these interactions that he's had this week.
Yes, but I think they're clearly trying to write Lucas in a different way too. This is going to be a new kind of Lucas. I think they're tweaking his personality some. They're writing him differently. I think his what they've shown us in closeness to other people, they're trying to show us a bond with other characters that we didn't necessarily see before.
What are you talking about?
Like French. Well, okay, for instance, his relationship with Carly. Yes, they've always been brother and sister, but now there seems to be, I don't know, more ease. She seems to be so excited that he's there and so giggly and stuff. That just wasn't Lucas and Carly before.
I think that has more to do with what Carly's up to when it comes to
Yeah.
them really positioning her within the Spencer family.
And when
more
he
than they
saw
had before.
Maxie, they were like, woohoo! And I just don't recall them being all that buddy-ish before or having too many scenes together before. But they're selling it that they're close.
Well, maybe they were more close before Brad and babies and stuff. I don't know. I don't know, because you know me. You know how long I've been watching.
I don't. I think there should be room for Lucas to be involved with somebody other than Brad.
I think so too, and I hope that we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Ncus. I get it, Melissa. You call him Ncus. It sounds like mucus, and I don't know if I'm here for that.
Why Ncus? I don't get it.
He's new Lucas.
Oh, okay.
Ncus. It
Go
sounds
ahead.
like mucus. It sounds like mucus. I don't know. I like it. I don't know if I want to go with the Ncus trend.
Yeah. So, but I like it's getting very Spencery. I like it. It's getting very Spencery.
It's getting super. So it's Spencer heavy. I think that they have repositioned Carly to be in the Spencer family purposefully. I think that there's a resurrection, we'll say, of the Spencers here on General Hospital. I'm okay with it.
I'm thrilled that they made that decision, and I'm thrilled they made that decision, and we got to see the scene between her and Jackie, that they made the decision when they did to make her Carly Spencer.
Yeah.
I just love it. I hope she stays Carly Spencer, even if she marries another
she's
idiot guy.
firmly implanted in the Spencers. When it comes to Lucas, yeah, I guess. I mean, sure, we can call it a writing difference because it's not what he had been up to before. That's not wrong.
He just seems to be so much more personable than he used to be.
Well, I think that's the point. You can't. They clearly are bringing, to me, in my estimation, they're bringing Lucas in to do something. to be
Mhm.
involved in something. And in order to do that, you really kind of have to resell the relationships because before he was Bobbie's son, not necessarily Carly's brother, Maxie's cousin,
Right.
but he was Bobbie's son. Without Bobbie
Yes.
there, they kind of have to sell his family
Mhm.
ties in a different way. And
Yes.
as we've seen time and time again, new face, new opportunities. And when it
Hmm.
comes to this actor, I was trying to say earlier, with the different sides of Lucas that we've seen so far, I think that this guy is really bringing it. I think that he has a firm grasp of who he thinks Lucas is early on.
Yeah. I think so too. He looks like I said, natural. He doesn't look like he's struggling at
Yeah, he's
all.
not trying to figure
There's
it
an
out through the
ease. There's an
pages.
ease in his performance,
So,
isn't there?
yeah, yeah. So I don't know if it's because he had conversation with the cast or if they just did a real good job picking him. Mark Teschner, another big win on his part.
Hmm.
Um, but when he's talking with Maxie, like he's like, "Oh my God, girlfriend," essentially.
Actually, actually, yes, I noticed, and I think that's not the first time I've seen it in a woman
Mm-hmm.
before, an inclination,
Mm-hmm.
but I've not seen it in an actor and a man on a soap opera other than Leo,
Yeah, well, I
of
mean, but
course.
Leo is a caricature
But
of.
Leo is a
He's a
character
caricature.
within a
He's a very
character.
exaggerated
Yes, but I'm talking
presentation.
about just an ordinary. I mean, I don't recall. There has been a couple. It's not over the top, but there has been some phrasing where thought to myself, Lucas, oh, that was gay.
Yeah, yeah, no, and it's great because like so he's playing these scenes, and when he is in a friendly situation with a sympathetic character, and it's just light and free, then I'm just gonna go ahead and be myself, and there's a little affectation in there, and then later on in the week when he's dealing with Ava, which is a far more serious subject matter, far more tense, dramatic, and less just a good time, girl.
Hmm. Yeah.
it's it didn't carry that same. I don't even
Hmm.
know the right word. Vibrato. I don't. We'll use vibrato for the conversation because
Hmm.
I don't know what else to say.
Hmm.
But it didn't carry that same cadence, that same vibrato with it when he was talking to Ava, and I appreciated that because there's time in my life in which I'm excited about something and it just starts to come out. But that's not
Yes.
always the case for me. And so there was a lot of realism in the performance that I got from this
I
guy.
thought so
Please, somebody
too.
tell me his name. Uh,
I thought so too. I thought so too because I have spent time with a few young gay men,
mhm.
and most, I can't say every. Well, I'm trying to be so careful, right?
Just say it.
Just um, he speaks like a lot of gay men that I've met.
Which is great, which is
Yes,
fantastic. So
yes.
I'm totally here for it. The chat saying Melissa says he liked Maxie and Georgie liked him, and so
Mhm.
there's the foundation in there
Yes,
for
and they
some of
are
this
cousins
excitement.
because of Frisco and Tony.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Kelly. Don't worry so much about missing days for dummies. Don't worry about being late. We're late all the time. We started
Sure
Days for
are.
Dummies like half an hour late, okay?
We
We
did.
started this one 15 minutes late. We
Yeah,
do
we
not
did.
care about timeliness here on
And
10th
it's
Floor
and you know what?
Podcasts.
And you know what? You guys, it's not our point to try to be late either.
No, you just chit chat and have a good time, maybe
We
fill the night.
just are
Anyway.
like that.
Anyway, Don says, "Hey Don." Don says authenticity matters. And there you go, authentic performance. And then somebody else in here said that Lucas is bringing more maturity. I think it might have
Hmm.
been Daisy, perhaps, who said that. I'm
Hmm.
not sure exactly. Hey, Fido.
Well,
Fido's in the chat.
it seemed to me like he's um more of a regular person and less of a doctor character. Where Lucas before was more of a doctor character.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Even
that.
though he had side story and the whole Wiley thing, even though there was all of that.
You know how, well, yes, yes. We'll get to the Wiley situation here in a moment. Um, bring in maturity. I think that, you know how a couple of weeks ago we were saying that there's a fin-sized hole in the cast?
Yes.
I think Lucas might be filling that fin-sized hole. The immediate feeling that I'm getting from this depiction of Lucas is that he's not returning to home with a big secret. He's not coming because he wants to enact some plan. He's not going to be the center of some new drama, but he is their trauma surgeon.
Yeah.
Which means he will be in the center of drama, just not drama he causes. Not immediately, at least.
Yeah. Well, the stuff that they've shown outside the hospital, love it.
Yeah.
Love it so far for Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. Fido was in the chat a moment ago talking about the EastEnders and stuff. I don't know what it was. But hi, Fido, if you're still around.
Hey there, Fido.
Van Hansis from As the World Turns. Is that who this actor is? Is that who we're talking about? Is Fido telling me who the new Lucas is? Giving more of Tony Jones vibes. You getting Tony Jones vibes?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Yes, I am. I hadn't. Yes.
He's giving 90s Tony
absolutely.
Jones, and I love that, says Melissa.
Yes, it got a very Tony Jones vibe to him.
Okay, cool then, because that's his dad.
Uh-huh.
That's his dad. Now, who is his dad?
Dad with a lot of realism as well.
Who's his mom? I know that Bobbie raised him, and Tony raised him. But Julian's his dad. Who's his mom? Do we know?
Who was his mom? I don't remember. I don't remember who his mom was.
Yes, Van is the new Lucas. Okay, thank you so much. Van
oh,
Hansis.
my goodness. I don't remember.
Well, that's a cool name, though. Van Hansis.
Somebody will tell us. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Not only have the Spencers been resurrected, says Don, but so is the hospital. New blood at GH. And it's a Spencer.
Yes, and I don't know if you guys have heard this. I don't know if you've heard it, Matt. But it looks like perhaps Stephen Lars is on his way back too.
Yeah, so Stephen Lars played by
and Steve Reeves to play him.
Scott Reeves, I believe is his name.
Scott
so
Reeves.
Now, from my understanding, though, he's going to come in and go, and then leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not going to be, from my understanding.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not back there. I'm not writing this stuff. But from my understanding, it's going to be a temporary. Hey, hi, how you doing? Probably Heather related.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah. Cheryl.
Was he going to run into town to try to convince him to keep her in jail, or run into town to try to convince her to let her out?
Cheryl Stansbury is Lucas's mom, and she is Tiffany Hills' sister. I don't know Cheryl or Tiffany.
I do remember Tiffany very well, and I think I remember Cheryl, and if I'm correct, and I'm sorry not to remember her name, but I think the person that depicted her just recently passed away.
I have no clue. You let us know, folks. He's Tiffany's nephew, and she tried to get custody, says Melissa.
Oh, so her and Sean tried to make sure they could adopt him or something, right? I don't remember.
Cheryl in chat goes, hey, now, I'm not that old.
Well, I am.
Not you, Cheryl Stansbury, not you.
I am that old.
Mama could be Lucas's mama. Can you imagine if one of your kids became a trauma surgeon? Oh, goodness. The stories.
It would be traumatic, right?
Yeah, hey, look at that. Wiley will retain, or Michael will retain custody of Wiley if he and Willow split. Well, yeah, I think that's pretty easy to agree with. So the most unnecessary scene of the week
was what?
Was them at Kelly's or Bobbie's. Wiley runs in. It's like, hey, this is your Uncle Lucas. And it's like, cool. Let's go ride on the boat, and he leaves, right?
Yeah.
So they're all worried. They're clutching their pearls and having tension about how Wiley's going to feel.
Yes, how Wiley.
And then Wiley's like, I don't care.
Exactly. And it's so, and you know what I thought? It's so true to life, you guys. It's so true to life because, of course, you have to be observant and diligent to what your child might be going through. But if you don't make it a damn big deal, it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times.
Your great Uncle Lucas, that's right.
Yeah. Like he remembers that anyway.
Yeah, so he's like, when you were born, your great Uncle Lucas was basically your glorified babysitter for the first couple of months before you got to live with me and Willow. And he's like,
right?
Okay.
And I used to think that your dad was a terrible cult leader.
Like, of all of the things, like, well, we really need to tell Wiley about this connection that he does not remember at all about Lucas. Now, okay, so you see the scene, and I make fun of it. I say, oh, the most unnecessary scene of the week, right? Because, you know, it was unnecessary. It was
It was
unnecessary
unnecessary.
in the moment. But we fast forward a couple of extra days, and Lucas talks about it. Somebody brings it up. I don't know if it's Willow or Maxie or Ava or somebody.
Yeah.
Brings it up, and he's like, honestly, the fact that this little boy does not remember or give a crap means that my distance worked. Means that it did what I wanted it to do.
Sure. And it also means that going forward, I can be great Uncle Lucas.
And he's not going to be like, oh, well, remember my first dad or anything like that. And the purpose, and he said the purpose of him moving away for a little while was to create that distance.
Yes, I would think, and to create distance between he and, you know, what's his name too?
Brad.
Yeah.
Brad.
Did you see Perry Shen's little thing where he's saying someone's seen him on the flip, but he's not? It's hilarious. Did you see that?
Yeah. So somebody tweets him, oh, Perry Shen back on the flip, right? Back on the opening. And so he puts up a clip of the GH opening playing on his large television at home. But he walks in with a coffee cup as Brad flips through, and he goes, huh? What do you mean? I'm back on the thing? And then he watches the rest and he goes,
There. Hilarious.
Maxie brings it up, says Kelly. Thank you.
I loved it. Thank you. I think Perry Shen is a fun guy.
Perry Shen is a fun guy. Perry Shen being who Perry Shen is has changed my perspective on Brad. Now, Brad and Britt, seeing Brad and Britt together when Britt was on the show a couple of years ago, also did great when it comes to
the two of them
my opinion.
The two of them at home, especially watching the Nurses Ball, was comedy greatness for GH.
Oh yeah, I was eating the ice cream and making fun of the red carpet and stuff. Just super good, super enjoyable. And so, you know, for the longest, during the whole Wiley situation and Brad being all angsty during the whole thing, I'm just like, jump off the hospital, dude. Like, I just didn't have time in my day for Brad. And here we have, fast forward 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And Brad this week, Mother, is our cover guy. I never thought the day would come.
What's Brad going to do? You know, he's figured out Portia.
He's figured out Portia and immediately went.
Yes, he did. But it would be pretty hard, even though, you know, they've shown us that Brad really wants to turn a new leaf and be a new, improved, better Brad. That's what they've shown us.
I really want to leave all that dark stuff behind. I tried before. And then Nell roped me back in.
Yeah, but this is like a little gift he has there, right? What's he gonna do with that?
Well, now he gets to be like, oh, you're continuing to pressure me over it.
Yeah.
Don says that Brad got a bad rap. He did the wrong thing for the right reason. Are you talking about stealing the baby or messing up with lab results?
Well, see, that's what makes Brad, I mean, yes, he didn't do the right things when it came to Wiley and all that stuff, but he did, and so soap opera, soapy goodness, doing all the wrong things for the right reasons.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that too. I don't know if it was on the air or just in a conversation we had between shows, but the whole him doing it for the right reason might be excuse to have a conversation between Lucas and Brad regarding the whole Wiley situation, the whole baby situation, where he really was trying to give Lucas everything that he ever wanted. I don't know if that was you saying it or somebody else. I don't know. Somebody said it.
I don't know, but but I'm enjoying him back. I'm enjoying him back in town. I am.
Yeah, sure. He did it out of love for Lucas. Yeah, he's great. It's fine. He's my cover guy now. You know, I don't want Brad to jump off the hospital anymore. He did that out of love for Lucas. I don't know if I would just make the same choice, I guess, you know?
And you know, for what he said about his Aunt Selena, it doesn't sound like she's going to be back around very much.
No. Doesn't seem like it. She realized that I wasn't right for this life. And it's true.
Exactly.
Portia's going to twist that and say that Brad changed the results. I imagine that is what's going to come up.
Yeah.
Says Kelly. So yeah. I agree with you, Kelly. I think that's where
And
it's
she
going.
was so disappointed to hear from Elizabeth what a great employee he is.
Portia's just punishing Brad over what she's been up to.
Well,
You
absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
You know.
That's funny.
Who hasn't switched out a swimwear set with an XL top and a large bottom and hoped they wouldn't get caught? The same thing with Brad and those babies.
Yeah.
Okay, Melissa.
I've even taken, well, I haven't done this in a long time, but I did it a couple times in the 80s. I bought something, wore it to the event, and took it back on Monday.
Lots of people do that. Lots of people still do that. Just buy it from Costco. They'll take it back.
That's true.
Well, I mean, yeah. So Brad has totally figured out Portia's thing. I imagine he's going to be like, "Hey, I know what you did, by the way. So stop being so mean to me, and I'll keep quiet."
Mm-hmm.
And then
Exactly.
she's going to be like, "Oh no, I'm going to make it so it looks like you did it, Brad." And then Cheryl says, "Elizabeth will figure it out." I'm with Cheryl. Elizabeth has full implicit trust in Brad.
Yeah, she does. She does.
Like, not even a question.
She just, she just handed off that paperwork to him and asked him to go to look into it for him.
Me?
So, yes, she has a level of trust with him.
Me? Yes, you go figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what? I've known you for a long time, Brad. I can trust you. Just don't steal any babies on the way to the lab.
Oh my gosh.
Kelly says, Mama Cat. I
Yes.
love the pic on the wall behind you. Those angel wings are more popular than us.
I like my angel wings. Yeah, my angel wings have been all over this house. They've been in like 3 different rooms. Right now, this is my store. I'm surrounded by just mountains of junk. The only reason why it's clear behind me is because there's actually a bed right behind me, or it would be totally junked up too.
Shoves things off the window, shoves things against the
Yes.
closet door. Don says, hasn't everyone in GH switched records or stole something? Portia has good company. I was thinking that, Don. I was thinking something similar when they showed up with yet another lawsuit for General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, how is this place still open?
Yeah.
Do hospitals get
There's
sued like
always
this
something
all the
going on.
time?
There's always something. Absolutely. There's always something.
Oh, gosh.
So what do you think about the whole Sam thing, Matt? We said off camera that it doesn't look like she's gonna go for a dive looking for a gun
Well,
because
she don't need to now.
They found the gun.
They found the gun. What's in the box? The gun. Who sent the box? We don't know.
Don't know.
We don't know. We don't. Early theories are Jack Brennan
Could be.
trying to get Carly off the hook.
Could
Because
be.
things were getting tense and tight over there, but I don't know if I like that. It's too clean. It's too easy.
Clean and easy.
I want it to be a shock, a surprise.
A surprise person.
So it doesn't look like
Someone
Sam's
that
going to be
we're
going
not
on a
even seeing
dangerous
right now.
dive. It doesn't look like she's going to pass away under the tumultuous waters of the Pennsylvania side of the Hudson River or whatever. Instead, we get Lucky, who cannot donate his liver because of parasites that are not affecting him, but would be very harmful to Lulu. And it would take too long for them to cure him of his parasites and enough time to save Lulu. She's on death's door.
Yeah.
So, now, the barn doors have been thrown open when it comes to people who are being tested as donors, because for the longest time, they weren't. Family. So people like Cody, people like Sam, people like Dex didn't go get tested because we were only looking at blood relatives. Now we're not.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at whoever.
And now we got Olivia running a campaign to get donors.
Right. And so now we're trying to find somebody who's going to be generous enough to try to save a comatose person's life.
Right.
Which means Sam is going to finally get tested. Sam is going to find out that she can donate her liver. Sam is going to donate part of her liver in order to save Lulu's life.
Mm-hmm.
And the theory that came up on Twitter this week, which I reject, is that while recovering, Cyrus Renault is going to drug Sam's IV and she will pass away. So
Why would Cyrus do something like that?
That's the thing. That's what I get hung up on so much when it comes to this wackadoodle theory. Now, I'm torn.
But Jeff Kober alluded to something coming
exactly.
up.
So this is the toughness. This is the toughness because of the characters that exist in General Hospital right now, Cyrus Renault is one that I could say, yeah, all right, that's a story that makes sense for this fella. But not right now.
Well, he sure did jump off the. Well, if that's the case, he's not hanging with Saint King James anymore.
Because like my whole hook on this thing is, can I see Cyrus doing this? Yes, because we've seen Cyrus do a lot of stuff. Sure. Why would Cyrus do this right now is my question. Huh. He will have to, if in order for this theory to work and be the truth, he will have to come across something that he doesn't want Sam to talk about.
Exactly. So it would have to be something crazy. Well, I tell you what, if any of that's true at all, Sam's death is sure going to create a bunch of story.
I was always going to create a bunch of story. You can't kill off a 21-year veteran unless you intentionally want to have every character go, meh, and then have to write that into the script of everyone going, I need to get some milk. Then...
Did you know? Do you know that some years ago, there was a time where Lucky and Sam were an item?
I don't.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, must have been when she first got started. Jeannie with an interesting thought. I wonder if Sam ends up in a coma and doesn't die. Now, that would be something. Lulu wakes up, but Sam is in a coma.
That would be weird, wouldn't it?
That would be so weird. People would riot in the Twitter streets if that were to go down.
A lot of people would be really upset about it.
They would be super upset. They literally just swapped the character.
So, do you think... I would think no, but I wonder, this is silly. Lulu laying there in the hospital bed. Mm-hmm. They've like come to so close to showing her face now.
Yeah, right.
So close to showing her face. We've seen all her hair now, and they've had close up to that. Do you think that has been our babe laying there the whole time, or just somebody?
Just somebody.
Yeah.
No. You're not going to pay Alexa Heavens for her elbow.
That's true. Wouldn't that be a nice paying gig, though? You just have to lay there?
Oh, my gosh. It's probably going to be... I think Kelly Monaco was the one that filmed all the way through Sam's death to satisfy the chit-chat right now.
Oh, they're asking if
Lindsay Hartley was going to be ending it for
Lindsay
Sam.
Hartley came back again.
Yeah. No, it seems like Kelly Monaco did it.
Yeah, I think so too. I haven't heard any rumblings about her having another absence.
No, me either. Melissa there, saying that the babe, the Lulu in the bed right now is Fido in a wig. So yeah, there you go. Fido, if you're still in the chat, let us know if that's true or not.
So good. Well, I'm sure looking forward to seeing Lulu, though. I am.
Yeah,
I know.
Me too.
And I know that she's going to be a Spitfire, and I just can't wait. I just can't wait for it. I want Lulu to wake up. I really, really do.
Fido responds with Kelly. I don't know what that means. Kelly who? Is it Kelly Monaco in a wig, in a blonde wig? Laying in bed pretending to be Lulu? Because if that's the truth, Fido, and you let that known, Twitter is going to freak. No, you did what to her, and then you made her do what on the way out? Oh, Fido only doubles for Alexis. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, good. Well, she's been on screen a lot, so the lighting has been great. So good work on that, Fido, for helping.
So Fido really ran over Harmony.
He needed it for musical inspiration.
Funny.
For his goth rock. Oh gosh. Okay. It's Fido. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Lucas and everyone. Oh, we're going to talk about Lucas. Lucky and Laura. We could talk about Lucky and Laura forever, right?
I'm just so looking forward to all that's coming. Yeah.
Well, here we go. Since we got Fido here, Sindus is putting me on the right track. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Martin still had his beard and his accent. Fido, why did you personally get Michael E. Knight and block him in a corner on the soundstage and say, listen, man, as the director of this episode, I demand you go into your dressing room with a razor and come back sounding like Tad Martin. Why did you do that? Because I miss it. I do.
I miss it too. I mean, I'm okay with, sure, he was gone for a little while. Marty was gone for a little while, and he came back, and he dropped a lot of the Kentucky drawl.
And it's all gone now. But last week it was sort of still there, and now this week it's totally gone.
This week, even and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, because I love me some Tad Martin, I do. But even his phrasing and his responses and timeliness of his responses was cat.
I mean, Michael E. Knight, Tad Martin, it's difficult for me to say, oh, he's being Tad, because Tad could have just been him.
Well, exactly.
So
exactly. I'm not even, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying anything in a negative light at all. No. I'm not. But he did, as I've said in the past, that there's been times where Cameron just really reminds me of Ryan. Well, last week, Michael really reminded me of Tad.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's a bummer because of the Tad of it all. Like sincere, just from the fan perspective, from the viewer perspective, the beard and the longer hair and the way that he was just was a great way to separate him from all of our decades-long memories of Tad.
Sure, and I can't help it, but every time you lose an accent to be able to do, an impersonation to be able to do, I'm sad you're not going to be able to do it anymore.
There'll be more. There will be more. But Fido did say that Martin went to a voice coach and wanted to improve his vibe because he thought it would help him get more clients.
Well, you know what they could do? I thought
get that SNL lady back. Is Sarah Sherman?
Exactly. That's what I thought. If they want to explain it away in character, they can say that he went to the dialect coach. They're good friends and they went together.
Yeah, they went together. Now I can still bring it out whenever I want. Every once in a while I will. And I do when I'm still talking to that beautiful Lois that I met in class. Maybe Michael E. Knight took off the beard and mustache for a different part, suggests Kelly, and I hope that's the case, because if Michael E. Knight's going to show up on a Hallmark show or something, I want to watch it. So tell me if that's the truth.
But to me, as far as his look, I'm partial to Michael in a beard. I think he's more handsome with the beard.
I did like the beard.
And I think he's handsome both ways, but he's more handsome with the beard.
Well, we talked to Jeff Kober, and he cut his hair and allowed General Hospital to film it for that role that he was really proud of, playing that cop.
Yeah. And they decided to just integrate the fact that he's cutting his hair off.
And he gave the haircut to General Hospital to use, so that's nice. That's nice. If only Michael E. Knight was just as gracious.
Yeah.
He walks out of the office. It's just got the nameplate. We don't need Sarah Sherman, but it's just got the nameplate of the voice coach, and he just walks out with scissors and just, I'm going to do it different now. I'm with it. Did we ever find out the secret that Cody and Dante have? Nope. But the secret might be named Geo.
Might be. They need to do something with Geo. They do.
So, but hey, sticking on the Martin Gray thing though, like he's lawyering it up. All right, he's being effective.
He is. You know what he's turning into?
Diane.
He's turning into the male Diane. He's pretty dang slick, isn't he? He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, he's doing really great with this, and he's doing a great job of like controlling Alexis's crazy mind.
Yeah.
Where she's just like anybody but Sonny. Blame Carly.
Actually, I think that she's gaining. I see this in Alexis. She's actually gaining some real respect for Martin. That hey, you were a lot more than a Kentucky accent.
Maybe we need a third person in Diane and Maya practice. Maybe this needs to be Miller, Davis, and Gray Esquires. Martin would be great with Alexis.
Oh, I think so too.
Ooh.
I think so too. I can totally see that, especially since they'll be spending so much time
Did they
together.
cut his ex-wives down from 5 to 3?
You think so? Why? Why do you say that?
Because he said I've been married. I have 3 ex-wives. Or you see, I've been married. I have 3 ex-wives. I feel like they cut it down from 5 to 3.
Maybe.
Big changes to the Martin Gray character, folks. Getting him ready for something. You don't make these changes willy-nilly. You do them with a plan.
That's true. That's true.
Jeff
Because
Kober also mentioned some sibling angst.
That does seem extremely deliberate. Absolutely.
Jeff Kober mentioned sibling angst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know.
probably.
I'm looking for Jonathan Jackson and Jeff Kober. Come on. They're going to light up the screen together.
They are.
They really are. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Martin's life would be short if he married. I don't understand. Oh, married to Alexis because Alexis cannot keep an alive boyfriend. Boom. Thank you.
True.
Alexis needs somebody like Martin. Enough. Look at that. What a popular pairing we've discovered.
Every guy that Alexis has ever been with that is not a mad, crazy person, they do not last long.
Isn't Rick and Sonny the only people that have survived? Julian's gone. Neil's gone.
Well, Jack, no one knows where Jerry Jacks is. Is he alive or dead? Who knows?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Martin's life would be short because of it's funny. Alexis needs somebody like Martin. He dated Lucy so he can handle her craziness, and he's succinct enough to cut through her BS and not let her self-sabotage. And that is kind of what he's been doing as the lawyer.
Yes. I think they're actually a pretty good match. I think they are.
They're
a pretty good match.
I think that that Alexis and Martin, as in Michael E. Knight and Nancy Lee Grand, have captured the interesting chemistry together that I think that they were really hoping was going to take off with Sonny and Natalia. Sonny and Natalia, they're fine. They're fine.
I see more chemistry between Alexis and Marty. And of course, he's not going to be Marty now. He's Martin. I see more chemistry there than I do between Natalia and Sonny.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And I think they're going to go there. I think they're going to have that kiss and all that stuff pretty soon. I think Natalia and Sonny. But I don't know.
You catch what Natalia said this week, though?
I don't see Sparky. I don't see sparks.
No, I don't see. I know. I see more sparks with Alexis and Martin than I do with Natalia and Sonny. Totally true. But I think they're fine. They're not offensive. I don't want them off my screen. It's not working. No, none of that. None of that.
No.
But no, it's not light. It's not lightning in a bottle. It's not jumping off the screen.
Mm-mm.
But did you catch what Natalia said this week to Sonny about his other career? And about how she has known men like him for a long time.
Oh, yes. She did say that. So yeah. Well, if they don't give Natalia some more layers, she's going to fall flat. They have to give her some more layers.
I think that
especially now that Blaze is not around.
I get the feeling that the original story that they were trying to tell with Natalia, we talked about it a little bit last week too, I think, where it just didn't have the impact that they were hoping that it was going to have. It didn't have the interest, it didn't have the oomph, it didn't have whatever word you want to use, it just didn't have it. And so they've kind of had to figure out what they're going to do with this contracted player. Yeah. Because Jacqueline Grace Lopez doesn't seem like. I'm sorry?
That's how it feels.
That's how it feels. And so they're we've seen it with characters before. We've seen it time and time again recently when it comes to the new characters that they introduce into General Hospital, where they kind of have an idea. It's not really working out the way that they hoped it for. And so they have to go back to square one, the drawing board, and figure it out again. Saw it with Cody.
Yes, we did see it.
Kind of saw it with Dex a little bit.
Yep.
Martin.
It's going to be hard, though. I think it's going to be hard for General Hospital to give those characters a real arc. When you've got Jonathan coming back and you've got Steve Burton there and
Yeah,
and
you just have to
all
dedicate
this
the
stuff
time to it,
going
I guess.
on.
You got to dedicate the time to it, I suppose. I
Yeah.
mean, umbrella stories are great, but if everything's an umbrella story, then there's a lot of characters that get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Everything is still kind of feeding up into Jagger's death. Everything is still
Yeah.
kind of linked into Alexis's defense.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we've seen nothing from Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Except for next week, where I guess she and Isiah are going to start talking, maybe even go on a little date.
No, well, it's about Isiah needs to be getting out of the hospital, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's out of the hospital next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week. So hopefully we'll be able to move forward and splinter this thing off into a couple of different stories that are being told. We got a couple. But everything is really kind of connected into action and adventure, WSB, whodunits, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And I guess, and this week Anna and Jason talked about the kiss a little bit, but I'm still on the no kissing for Jason, and that's my train. No kissing for
It seems to
Jason
be
and Anna.
it seems to be resting in Anna's spirit a little harder than Jason's.
Yes. Yes. She's thinking about it.
Right. And Jason was just like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Pretty much, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is where me being an easy fan comes into play. Where, like, if they want to do that, go for it. Absolutely, I'm not against it at all. Yeah. Oh, plus, Steve Burton and Vanilla Hughes. It's not like they are daytime slouches.
No, of course not. Of course not. And I will go along for the ride. However, I won't get back on the line to get on it again.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to do it again. Don loves the idea of Anna and Jason, so I guess there's interested parties out there. I don't know. It's not going to go very far. It's something that they might toy with and play with while Carly is busy with Jack. Now, also, folks, this is 2024, okay? I get there's a crime. I get that there's a crime, but it's also 2024. It is not beyond the realm of understanding that Carly and Sonny, they not emotionally attached like they used to be, but they still physically attached like they used to be, because sometimes that's hard to put down. And you could still go on dates with other people.
Sure. I remember this is years ago, and Michael had just been shot. I think Michael had just been shot in the head, where it was around that time. And they were in the back of the limo consoling each other over what had happened to Michael and the tragedy of it all. And before they knew it, they were doing something completely different.
And then a Morgan was created in that night of passion.
No, Morgan was a little dude already.
But I'm just saying, when it comes to the history of Sonny and Carly, I don't think it's beyond the realm of understanding that they had a night of falling in with one another once more.
No, that's not the unbelievable part. The unbelievable part is they rolling around in Tracy's room. That's the unbelievable part.
The police aren't even asking about that.
That's the unbelievable part right there.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
My gosh. And Carly could just say, "We're not getting back together. It's a situationship, a booty call." But I mean, we got to have drama, right?
We're frenemies with benefits.
We just now there's no risk of having another baby, so we're just getting it in while we can. I don't know. I think Harley should just say, "I didn't." I don't know, because it's all going to come down to what Dante's decision is. The cliffhanger of the week. Friday ends with Dante stopping Sonny from going to talk to Anna. But here's the situation. Yeah. He can't, in the middle of the police station, in front of the chief of police, say, "Hey, Dad, don't do this. They found the gun."
Right. Yeah,
unless he's ready to blow up his whole detective career in that moment.
Exactly. And Anna gave Carly every opportunity to recant her statement.
Well, she knows that Sonny's coming in, and she figures it's to confess, but she doesn't know that he's going to also try to spin this deal.
And she already knows that, the gun they found the gun.
Right. So
they're withholding that from Sonny, giving him a chance to come in and
fucking confess, right? It's a
Confess.
brilliant move. It's the smartest thing the PCPD has done in ages.
It is very smart, but it sure is a good tool for Diane to use against him, though.
I mean, I guess any good lawyer would use it against them. I don't know if it's the winning piece of information. In the real world, I don't think it would be the winning piece.
Oh,
in
I don't
Soapland, it might be.
Sure.
So I don't know. So yeah,
I don't care if Sonny and Carly, go to Papa Bear's bed and Mama Bear's bed, Baby Bear's bed.
See, and here's the thing.
Play the three bears. I don't care.
Don says this is simple soap
But
101.
just don't marry each other again, you two, Carly.
Oh, they're not gonna. They're not gonna. I doubt she'll even be so easily there for him in future crimes, based off of how this thing went down. Don says soap 101. All right, basic soaps here. Okay, Carly will get out of it. Sonny won't go to jail, and then we'll all move on when it's revealed that somebody else actually killed Jagger. The only way for this show to tell us that somebody else killed Jagger is if for some reason this person thought that they were Sonny Corinthos and was having a mental break in which they saw themselves as Sonny, and therefore the audience saw this character as Sonny, because it was pretty blatant from the show's point of view.
It would have to be some wackadoodle Dallas somebody was dreaming thing.
Yeah, like
because
some
the
sort
way
of
it was filmed. The way it was filmed, I mean, he shot him close range, 4 or 5 feet, and then stood over his body and shot him again.
Yeah, like in order for Sonny to not have done it, he would have had to have blanks in his gun, somebody with a sniper rifle. Perfect timing.
And I would say that's a possibility. I would say that's a possibility if the second shot wouldn't have happened. You could say that somebody that was not in frame shot him in the back.
Right.
And Sonny's shot actually missed. But having him stand over him and shoot him again.
Yeah. I just don't see how we can make it this so it wasn't Sonny. Because even Sonny's going around saying, I'm going to confess to killing Jagger. I'm going to confess to doing everything wrong I've ever done in my whole life.
Right.
I'm just going to go to jail for the rest of my life.
It's just like Sonny, though, to try to make himself a hero in confessing and a martyr.
He should do it anyway.
He's such a turkey.
Even if he discovers that they have the gun, he should do it anyway. Because it really would be the best gift that he can give to his family. But the vacuum, the mafia vacuum, if Sonny were to leave. Well, Jason could just not join the WSB, I guess.
Yeah. But, that's what they decided to do with Sonny in the second half of 2024, was make him bad again.
Yeah.
There is no Mike. There's no Smike left in Sonny.
No more Smike.
No more Smike.
None whatsoever. Not an inkling of Nixon Falls remains. Even Nina. We haven't seen Nina in like 2 weeks.
I know. I was thinking about Nina and Willow, that to spice things up with Nina or Willow, one of them has to walk in on the other one with Drew. Yeah. It would be more effective for Willow to walk in on Nina.
I don't know, because at this point, Willow's trying to separate herself from Drew.
She is.
So why would she? I mean, she'd be grossed out, but I don't think she.
No.
But I don't know if that would be necessarily be the dramatic revelation. I think it would be more hurtful. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe what if Drew gets pushy and Nina walks in on him being pushy?
Ooh. Boy, that'd make Nina snap.
Because, I saw Buffy the Vampire Slayer once. The Spike was like, listen, Buffy, if we just do it, you're going to be reminded of all the feelings we used to have for each other. That's no good. Martin is right. Carly is over Sonny. Totally, Daisy. Totally. I think Martin Gray has been the hero this story has needed. Why don't they say Christina killed Kate's? She's suffering from postpartum depression and Kate's made her snap because she would still go to prison for something she didn't do. It's dangerous, folks. It's dangerous. And Liz, you're at the forefront of this. I'm kidding. Relax. We've seen it with the Menendez brothers. We just talked about it before we went on because we did the whole Monsters after show cover, all that kind of stuff. And right now, after that, there is an extreme wave of sympathy toward these brothers
Yes.
who shot two human beings 11 times, reloaded, shot them some more while not being actively threatened in any way, shape, or form.
That's the truth of it.
You can have a reason why. You could have a mental break. You could have a really bad life leading up to that decision. But you still made that decision. And it's not something that should be easily forgiven. So even if Christina's having a postpartum issue, even if Jagger was after them in an illegal way, saying, oh, well, my broken mom brain made me kill a guy, just to me isn't the strongest defense. But then again, it is so bland. Maybe it is the strongest defense.
Yeah.
You know, we've had people wearing masks. We've had identical lookalikes.
We have. I think Alexis was surprised, but not surprised that Sonny indeed plans to turn himself in.
Oh yeah, everybody was shocked, and then everybody scrambled to get him to not do it.
Yeah.
Like crazy fools.
But it does go to, the Sonny code. He's not going to let a mother of one of his children suffer.
Splash. I actually really, I like the tenderness in the scene between Sonny and Alexis, where you're doing this for Christina, but you're doing this for a little bit for me too, right? Yeah, kinda. You know, I can't see something bad happen to you, Alexis.
Exactly.
Look at my dimple.
Exactly. I like the scene too. I did.
No, I thought it was charming. Maurice Bernard brings it. I don't dislike Maurice Bernard. I don't dislike Sonny. I like Sonny better when he's, being more of a real Don Corleone. If you're gonna make him the leader of the family, and there's 5 of them, just like that movie too, then let's just
right?
really lean into that. They brutalized my boy. Look at it, my beautiful son. Just do that stuff because it's good, and Maurice Bernard brings that stuff because he's a big Godfather fan.
Yeah, he is.
So give him more of that stuff. I'm totally with it. We've seen enough over the last couple of years of the softer side of Sonny. That LGBTQ center didn't even open.
Not yet, no.
So maybe Aiden will get involved. I saw somebody in the chat say Aiden looks 20. That's because Aiden, folks, is now a senior in high school. Okay, just take that as truth moving forward. He is not 14.
Stories has happened.
He is not 14. He is 17.
He is 17.
And I am almost willing to bet $1 whole American dollar, $1, that they recast Tristan Riggs to this new guy because Tristan was too tall.
Probably. Yeah, that young man had gotten quite tall, and he was going to be quite a bit taller than Lucky.
Yes, I think that
he would have been quite a bit taller than Lucky.
I think that before Jonathan Jackson had come back to the show, they took a look at Jake and said, "This kid's shooting up. Look how tall Jake is now. Hudson West, you're a monster. We got to find a brother for you that can share a frame easily." So they found him a taller actor. Enzo, who was the Aiden that baked and came out. Then we had Tristan for like 2 episodes, and then we got the new kid. Something. I remember the name they told us last time. Colin Cassidy. I like the
new kid fine.
Colin Cassidy. He's great. He's fine. He's great. So he does this scene with Lucky. And again, here we go. People assuming that Jonathan Jackson is going to play something a certain way. And that's not what we got. Even I don't know. Maybe this is just my own bias. Because even I thought that scene was too preachy.
I did too.
Because I need a minute. I love you just the same as I did the moment you were born, Aiden. Like all of this stuff, I get it. It's TV. It's exaggerated. It's presentation. It's a scene that we're watching. But also at the same time, I really don't feel like many of those conversations happen like that any longer.
No, I don't think it happened like that.
20 years ago,
Yes.
2004, when I was going through my own journey, absolutely. Absolutely. I love you just the same as I ever did. 2024, though, I feel as though, this is like yeah, I know. And then you move on.
Yeah, like I said last week with, I think his response might be kind of, okay, well, so what?
Right.
That's not
Yeah, but I need a minute. And then we're going to play I really am not liking this. We're just kidding. Subvert that expectation, folks. I don't know. But also lots of praise for it, too. People really enjoyed, actually, the pairing of Jonathan Jackson and Colin Cassidy. So, Colin Cassidy, is that it?
Yeah, I liked it, too.
Something like that.
I liked it, too. Yeah.
Is that it? It's Cassidy.
And they just sourced Elizabeth's kids a little bit.
Yeah, and remember, we looked up also her age last week, and she can be 50 soon.
Yeah.
Within a couple of years. She's 47 or something right now. She's old enough to have all of her kids have graduated high school or on the cusp of it. Because I know a mom whose kids graduated high school by the time she was 50.
Sure.
And her name is Mama Cat.
See.
I don't know when Melissa graduated. 2008? 2009?
So I was 39 when your brother graduated from high school.
Yeah. So you're almost
my oldest.
Yeah.
So my oldest child, I was 39.
So then within the next 9 years, the rest of your children graduated as well. So you weren't even 50.
No. By the time your sister graduated from high school, I was only 47.
Yeah. Colin Cassidy. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah. So if you could have 3 kids graduate high school by the time you're 50, then Elizabeth can as well. I feel like she got started with kids at about the same time.
Probably.
And plus, when Sora's is in play, you can have a baby and in 3 years have them be graduating from high school.
Boy, you sure can. Just look at Days of Our Lives. They Sora's the heck out of people.
Oh, they sure do.
Jump years and everything. They jump years.
Flip birth orders and everything.
Man.
You're older now.
Yeah. Yeah, one girl, she's a babysitter for a child, and then 10 years later, she's doing other things with him. They soared the heck out of that little boy.
They sure did. I think it's overall easier overall when I was younger, says Don. I don't agree. I know a teen who just came out and had a similar conversation with his parents. Some things just don't change. I don't know. Maybe in the Midwest. But this is progressive New York City / Port Charles. I don't know. Filling airtime.
I don't know either.
I'm filling airtime here. Melissa says, I think the I need a minute was more because Lucky was trying not to mess up what he was trying to say. True, definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Lucky, even going into the conversation, Lucky was extremely nervous about just having a conversation with him of any kind.
Just alone time.
Regardless of
with
what
Aiden.
they speak about.
Yeah.
He was apprehensive about having the conversation. And he went and danced around town and went and visited everybody else first.
He's usually the son in these talks, Melissa continues. So this was the first father-son talk we've really seen him have. With an older kid, for sure. I saw a clip of him with young Cameron and young, I guess, Aiden. Like baby Aiden and young Cameron. Being a dad, basically being like, oh, I'm your dad. I'm really, he was talking to Cameron about how he shares DNA with his little brother Aiden, but doesn't share DNA with Cameron, and was explaining to little Cameron what that means.
Okay.
And how he's grateful to Xander for being Cameron's dad because it allows Lucky to be his dad now. And this was shared by somebody who was upset that Cameron has not been a part of Lucky's return because of their invaluable and unbreakable bond. Now,
I don't think most people notice or care.
Most people don't notice or care. I would say definitely. They were saying that the what Lucky is playing with Aiden right now, he should be playing with Cameron. Because Aiden was too young to form a bond with Lucky.
No.
It's just nonsense. You know how it exists out there.
I do.
It's total nonsense.
I sure do.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree that Cyrus is going to be responsible for Sam. I don't agree that Cameron should be in the Aiden role. I think that if a character is not on the show, like Cameron and Jake, then they shouldn't be in the story because they're not on the show. Does that make sense?
To me, there are far too many characters that are on the canvas that we can pay attention to, opposed to explaining why this one or that one isn't here, or anything like that.
Just appreciate what you got.
They're just not on the canvas right now.
They're not on the show. Will you expect these characters to play part in the story that they're not on the show?
Yeah, I mean, if you over on Days of Our Lives, you go upstairs to the DeMera mansion and never be heard of for the next 6 months. And it doesn't mean that you're gone.
Go talk to Kristen. Go talk to Kristen. All right? We didn't see her for 3 months. And then she came back with a crushed car for Brady, saying, hey, I'm saving you.
She's been upstairs the whole time.
Hanging out with Rachel. Melissa says, well, Aiden is his actual kid. It's true. It's true Aiden's his actual kid. But we cannot diminish the blended family, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much of a father figure Lucky has been to Cameron in recent years.
When he was a little squirt, he was.
But when he was a little squirt, he was.
Yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean we need to pull William Lipton out of his college course or off the stage where he's playing with his band or recast the character entirely or decide that Geo should have been Cameron the whole time. Like, let's just watch the show. Now, that's too much to ask.
I'm just watching the show, that's for sure.
Oh, Melissa. Oh, Melissa reminded me of the crazy... Okay, Melissa, you're just a superstar in chat every single week, and I'm sorry that I read so much of what you say, and I feel like I just ignore everybody else, and that's not true, but also at the same time... Thanks, Melissa. Sam will trip over that rogue PI's dog and fall out of the MetroCourt window. Mom, this dog lady...
Stupid PI with a stupid
dog lady. Whose idea was this? I know there was Martin in the show. Martin hired her. Who is this dumb dog lady?
If they don't make her first name Karen, they've missed the mark.
Who is this dumb dog lady? Oh my God. Who came up with this? And how is she a PI? I guess it's a way to blend in, to seem harmless. Oh, I'm that rude lady with the dog.
She's so conspicuous, she's not conspicuous.
Right? Except Jack Brennan can spot her a mile away.
It's a mile away, and Felicia did too, but Felicia said she knew her already. I like the friendship of Felicia and Anna, though, and the two of them doing the girlfriend thing. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, and they're people that make sense. I mean, they
are people that make sense.
So they invited Christina Wagner back to be a contracted cast member at the end of the Peter story. She's the one that bashed him over the head,
I know. It was awesome.
And,
it was like, man, look at that throwback badass Aztec princess.
Heck yeah. And she's like, oh, I miss this. I'm going to be a PI again. Nah, screw that. I'm going to work at the hospital. Nah, screw that. I'm just going to be Anna's best friend.
Yep.
No, I'm with it. The PI was so obvious. I didn't think that she was obvious. I didn't know that she was a PI until they told me that she was. I thought she was just a nosy citizen.
I just thought she was going to be I thought she was a nosy Nelly. And I thought it was an opportunity for like Carly, let's just flex her muscles a little bit and be snarky to her.
Hey, Fido, if you're still here, we need her and Schmaltz working together. All right.
Schmaltz is making a fortune doing Smart and Final commercials.
He is, though. He's become the Smart and Final spokesman, and that is a gig. That is a paying gig. Just go after Jake from State Farm.
Smart and Final, I tell you.
Just go ask Jake from State Farm. He will tell you.
Exactly.
Can you hear me now? Good. The money's great.
Good for you, Schmaltz. I'm happy for you. I don't forgot his name, but I'm good for you.
Felicia Scorpio is one of my favorite all-time characters, says Don. I don't think Mom can agree with that.
I like her too.
You do? You just don't like her baby talk.
I just don't like her baby talk. No, okay. But she's kind of stopped all that. She doesn't talk like that anymore.
She stopped that for the most part.
That anymore. And I like how cute her and Mac are so cute together. I like her and Mac together. They seem so comfortable and they really act like grandparents that like each other still.
Yes. I did appreciate Grandpa Mac being there when James opened the door and all that. I think that was last week, not this week, but I liked it. Yeah, I did. Felicia knew who she was and said she was a PI, says Kelly. So yeah. I mean, she was an easily spotted PI for the cast, just not for me.
Yep. I didn't really.
Who's
No,
this?
I thought she was just nosy. I thought she was a nosy Nelly. That's
I
what
thought she was nosy, like some sort of like, ooh, what's the socialites in Port Charles up to now? Who's seeing who? And then she'll say something to somebody who writes an article or whatever.
I'm not in the way she looks at all, but I think in her personality, I thought she was a little Lucy-like, as far as like, wanting to know that.
And who owns the dog? Is that her dog? Like, did they cast somebody who has a dog? Because that dog was very comfortable.
Oh. Yeah, the dog was like a purse, right? Just hanging there.
Right? I want Sasha to become a Quartermain. She looks so much like Celia Quartermain. Then Cody and Felicia could have more story. I don't know. So according to the breakdowns for next week, Sasha's going to receive some world-shattering news. I wonder what it is.
A new arc for Sasha. I like it.
Sasha. I hope it's Tracy gifts her with a restaurant. You are now in charge of the steakhouse.
That'd be
the
cool.
The PC grill is yours.
That would be cool. Fun. That'd be fun.
Cody and Brad have a great friendship. Okay. Cody and Brad were good this week.
Yes. And the reason and the connection for them is Selena Wu. That's the big connection.
And Britt. So Britt. They Britt, and then so they were kind of in each other's surroundings because of Selena. He was dealing the poker games that Cody was involved in the back of the Savoy.
Yes.
So that's sort of how they know each other, but then also the relationship that Brad and also Cody had with Britt kept them from being antagonistic to one another, kept them kind of from ruining what the other person had going on as well. And so now that they're past that, they're able to kind of come together. And I like the idea of them sharing more scenes together. I like the idea of Brad and Cody being friends because Cody's, Josh Kelly, who plays Cody, his energy is different than everybody else's. It's lighter. It's more fun than everybody else's. So is Perry Shin. So that lends to some enjoyment together.
Josh Kelly is just off the charts with boyish charm.
Yes.
Masculine, boyish charm.
It's good. And he and Perry Shin really did a great job when it came to sharing the screen and scene together. And it made me go, this is a friendship for Brad that might be able to replace the one he had with Britt.
Oh, I think so too.
And it logically makes sense.
Yes, because I believe that because Cody is he does goofy very easy, and he and Brad can be comedy.
They could be eating ice cream and making fun of the red carpet.
They could.
Maybe Sasha's pregnant. Maybe that's the world-shattering news.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't know if it's true, but I hear that Amanda is really pregnant. So
Amanda Setton, who plays Brooklyn.
Yes, we might see a baby bump on Brooklyn soon.
And that might lead.
They decide to hide it.
Well, so I don't think so. I think they talked enough about Chase and Brooklyn trying, and they've also started to plant the seeds that Brooklyn is actually Gio's mom. And we've also had Lois last week. I don't think it might have been this week. Could have been last week, but we had Lois on the outside.
Had a particular look on her face, didn't she?
Well, she was listening to Gio talk to Violet.
Yes.
And about moms and defending your family and da-da-da-da-da. So she was listening in on that and kind of having her own moments with it before Tracy came and was like, oh, you're spying on the kids?
Yeah. And then she let her Brooklyn accent out a little bit. She let Benson her out.
She let Benson out, and Tracy mentioned it and such. And it's because she was listening to him miss somebody that wasn't really his mom. And she's starting to feel kind of torn about it or knows the truth about it. And so I feel like when we find out that Brooklyn is successfully pregnant, that might push Lois in a direction where she's like, I really got to tell you, you got this potential bond that we've kept from you. I'm so sorry that we kept it from you, but you forgot. You pushed it out of your mind, Brooklyn, and we weren't going to remind you.
That's an Erica Kane thing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's also soapy, you know?
It is. But that's Erica Kane right there.
Yeah. I hope Brooklyn has a boy named
She pushed
Gregory.
having Kindle right out of her brain.
Right. Right. You know, like it was so traumatic for you. We just let you forget, darling. We'd let you forget. We let him run around with the other family. And we just didn't tell you, and I'm sorry. And it'll be good. It'll be depth for Wally Kurth.
It will be.
And for Rena Sofer. And everybody playing it. It's gonna be good.
It'll be interesting to know if Wally even knows.
Didn't
knows.
Lulu, asks Cheryl, didn't Lulu abandon, we'll say, a pregnancy?
Yes, she did.
That she had with Dylan.
Yes, she did. Her dad was very instrumental in helping her through it, I remember. Luke.
Okay, so wait, Dylan. Okay, so
Dylan
Dylan's a quarterback.
Tracy's son, Ned's little brother.
Lulu. Okay, I'm sorry. I got Lulu and Brooklyn mixed up in my head because I'm like, how could Dylan and Brooklyn have a kid together? This isn't good. Okay. Okay, Lulu's in my brain now. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if Gio is really Lulu's. I don't really know how that fits.
No, it makes sense that it's Brooklyn's, you know?
Yeah.
It does. It kind of makes sense that it's Brooklyn's.
Yeah. Oh, Cheryl follows up with just a weird thought. So yeah, maybe it's connected, maybe it's not. I don't know. It's hard to say. Clearly, though, they need to and have made a decision about Gio, and we're just taking our time to get there.
It's very, very believable because Brooklyn has been there and not for good sections of time, and been in Port Charles and not. And there was a good space of time in her. She was there as a teenager, like a later teen. She was there, but I would say in her early 20s, no Brooklyn in town.
Yeah. We could probably say that Brooklyn at this point is a solid 35, late 30s, maybe.
I would say.
Yeah, so
I would say
the timeline will work at some sort of point when she was living in Bensonhurst.
If there's such a thing as a timeline in Soap Opera Land,
which there really isn't.
Such a thing.
And there really isn't. Like to rely on a soap timeline is to rely on nothing. Like to rely on a shoestring that it's only tied on one end. Like
I mean, gosh, if it's Soap Opera Land, really in years, I'm probably about 30.
Right. Now, because the only thing that is always going to be the case is that 61 years ago, Dr. Tom Weber, Dr. Weber,
yeah,
61 years ago, Dr. Weber, Dr. Jeff Weber, Dr. Bob Weber, whatever his name is,
Jeff and Rick Weber,
Jeff Weber. The Webers. Dr. Weber.
And Steve Hardy.
Dr. Weber was like, you want to be a pretty girl? And Dr. Hardy, want to be a pretty girl? You be a pretty girl. Want to be a pretty girl? I'll get you a pretty girl. You want to be a pretty girl? 61 years ago. So undeniable. Are you standing?
Yes.
I love it.
I'm standing where I would be in frame better.
Does that mean we got to go now?
No.
Dr. Steve Hardy.
I just been like, just a neck and a head.
Doctor, you want to be a pretty girl? Want to be a pretty girl? I hate the name BLQ. This isn't Burger King. Is there a BLQ burger?
No.
I don't know.
I have to take the girls to Burger King because they have Wednesday Happy Meals and food right now, and you can get a burger with a purple bun. And I know that sounds disgusting, but my granddaughters love like Wednesday, even though they're not really allowed to watch it, but they love that character.
Yes.
So, but they can watch the Addams Family cartoon and stuff. But right now, Burger King's got some silly Addams Family food, and I know the girls would love that. Take them before it's gone.
Well, then you get to deal with it a couple of hours later when they come screaming from the bathroom wondering why it's purple. BLQ is easy to write with a limited letter count. It's true. Nobody wants to write Brooklyn Quartermain. Like, she didn't even want to run. When she was doing homework, she didn't write Brooklyn Quartermain at the top of her sheet. She wrote BL Quartermain.
Yeah, I bet she did.
Or Brooklyn Q.
Yeah, I bet she did.
Her back's fine, Cheryl. She just stand in the stay-in frame.
Oh, my back is good. I'm just, like I said, no, I had to move into this room and I don't have the right kind of chair. And so I look and I'm sitting on a bunch of pillows and that's not comfortable either. I decided to just stand up.
So Michelle says, "Oh my God, I got it. What if Dante and Brooklyn hooked up off screen?" What? My question is though, why is Dante got to be Gio's dad? Like that's a big thing. Dante and Brooklyn had a kid. I'm wondering why Dante is the one that's been selected.
I would say that would be the right thing to do if Dante was really needing an arc. He's not needing an arc.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Sam thing coming up.
He's got a whole
Lulu waking
thing.
up. He's got the Sam thing coming up, and he's got Lulu waking up.
Yeah.
They don't need that for Dante right now.
And we got Rocco running out of the room like an emotional teenager. You're just all liars. It sounds like Cody took the heat for Dante's secret. Maybe Cody's the dad. But whoever the dad is, if they're currently on the show, also have to not know that Gio's their kid.
Yes.
Because I think
it's a big secret, and I think that maybe Lois is the only one in the house that even knows. I could even believe that Ned's not even aware.
Mm-hmm.
I could even believe that. But I would think that Olivia might know.
Then Gio would be a Scorpio if Cody was really his dad. See, we don't know.
And that'd be convoluted. Huh.
I still think Gio has something to do with Cody and Dante's secret. That is if the secret's being resurrected, because we certainly dropped that.
They sure did. And, that does happen in soap opera land sometimes where they give us this big old indication and then it never comes back again.
Nope.
It happens.
Nope. Gio, not Google, because they originally wrote, I still think Google has something to do with Cody and Dante's secret. I think we're just going to have to call Gio Google from now on. Google playing his violin.
Do you know this past week? I don't know if you caught it, Matt. I just thought this. Over on Days of Our Lives, did you notice that they called Dr. Rolf like the Mad Ponytail or something like that?
Ron Cavalardi, I know you watch.
Right?
I know you're listening. I know that you've burned your bridges and you're not writing for soaps anymore and everybody hates you.
That's what they refer to him as the Mad Ponytail or something like that.
I'm totally kidding, Ron. I know you're listening and everybody doesn't hate you. I'm playing, you know that. You know that. Hey folks, so while we're on the topic of Days of Our Lives, guess what? We're going on a field trip.
Yeah, we are.
Days for Dummies is going on a field trip as we have been invited to the press room for Day of Days coming in a couple of weeks, live in Los Angeles. And this channel is going to be overloaded with conversation with over 30 Days of Our Lives actors.
We just can't wait.
It's going to be so fun. We're going to meet all of the stars of Days of Our Lives face to face. We're going to record our conversation with each and every single one of them. Last year they did it in pairs, trios, and quadruples. They'll probably do it the same way.
I'm sure they'll do it the same way, especially since there's 30 of them.
Yes.
Yeah, so we get to do that. We get to do that in 2 weeks. 2.5 weeks, right now?
Yeah, it's November 2nd, I think is the day.
That's November 2nd. And one of the great benefits is I will be in Southern California with Matthew. I will be able to actually give him a hug. I love it.
Now Diego Alcazar is Gio's dad. Like, come on, folks. I love that you're thinking about it, and I love that you're having fun with it, and I love that you're pulling old characters out to justify it, which means that Gio being Brooklyn's will work. Y'all aren't fating it. You're all saying how stupid, how dumb, how lame.
Gio and Cameron are actually brothers because his dad is Xander.
So maybe Xander and Brooklyn got it on.
Maybe.
Before he unalived himself by cop.
Yeah.
She was with Diego, only one she was on before with Diego, and then later chasing after Dante. Ooh.
Maybe that's why they brought up Ricky Martin recently. It's actually Miguel, right?
Is Miguel in Alcazar?
Wasn't that his name? The guy who Blaze went to go do the concert.
Yeah, I think his name is Miguel. I don't know for sure. I didn't actually see Ricky Martin on the show.
Yeah, maybe it's. See, we're just pulling everybody out of our hat now. Everybody
It's Luke's. It's Luke's kid. Oh, Brooklyn's not really his mom. Luke's his dad, though.
I like them. I like the idea of Gio being Brooklyn's son, though. I think it brings lots and lots of dramatic,
Melissa says that
very emotional scenes is what they'll be.
Melissa says that according to the timeline of the show that has been established so far, Xander died when Brooklyn was still a kid.
Yeah, but did they Soros her too much? No, well.
I mean, you can't really unsoras somebody unless you're Brady Black.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're gonna have a great time in Los Angeles. Ma's gonna be here hanging out with us, so expect a video in which we're in the same frame together and there isn't this separation. Just look, there's a separation. We're not really in the same place.
It's not there. It's not. There's several hundred miles.
So it's gonna be super fun, and we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna talk to Deidre Hall. We're gonna talk to Judy. Or Julie, excuse me, Dr. Julie, Susan Seaforth Hayes.
Yes.
We're going to talk to Wally Kurth will be there.
Yeah.
Brandon Barash, he'll be there. These are all General Hospital folks. All right.
Yes, and we, of course, I have to, whenever I see the two of them, of course, I think of them as Justin and Stefan, but I also think of them as Ned and Johnny.
And then that night, after we interview all of these stars, we're going to be hanging out at the Bourbon Room and seeing the Day Players live in concert. And hanging out with whoever else from Days of Our Lives shows up for that as well. So it'll be great. It'll be great. So we're looking forward to the super fun that we're going to have here in the next couple of weeks. And we're going to bring it all to you free of charge right here live on this channel. Well, not live, but right here on this channel, live when you watch it. Fake live for us.
We will be recording all of our interviews.
Yes, we will. And we're going to present those with okay sound and great video quality. So that's coming up. Pay attention. If you are not currently a subscriber of 10th Floor Podcasts, do yourself a favor and click that subscribe button now, because you're not going to want to miss these fun talks with people who fill our daily soap schedule.
Yes. It's so exciting. We just can't wait.
Xander was with Emily. It was Xander and Emily with Liz and Lucky. Emily and Lucky?
No, it was Nicholas and
Emily, Liz and Lucky.
Liz
and
Lucky.
Xander and Emily, Liz and I don't know nothing about that era.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, he was.
Sounds
Xander
like
was a big character at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he had a whole kid that's still around, so.
Yeah, he sure did.
Anyway, I think that's it.
I think that's it too.
I think that's it. Goodbye.
Gonna have any energy left for the rest of your day, Matt? I know, right? You look like you're melting.
No, I have plenty of energy for the rest of my day. That's
Good.
it though, folks. We talked about General Hospital. We had a great time. A whole long conversation about you with my mama.
Sure did.
Had a pretty good Sunday, huh? Geo was created by Helena in the secret underground lab.
Why not?
There you go.
That's how we got Charlotte, kind of.
Don wants us to stay forever. If I could, I wish, but I'm not gonna. So no. How about that? You mad at me, Don? You know where to find me in 2 weeks, okay?
Yeah.
You know
sure
where to find me, Don.
Weeks. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So excited.
Oh, folks, get the heck out of here. Get onto that elevator. Go back down to the first floor. They're bringing Heather in. They got to test her again.
Again.
And this time they're going to watch the lab like a hawk.
Like a hawk.
But while they're doing that, you can get into your car and tune your radios to previous episodes of The 10th Floor, which you can find on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. If you can't find it on your favorite podcasting platform, you can reach out to me on Twitter at 10th Floor GH, and I will send you in the right direction. While you're there on Twitter, go ahead and give us a follow to join in on the soap chatter all week long as we lead up to our Sunday podcasting block. You can you can also follow us on other social medias like Instagram and Facebook, and that's it. But you can do it. But you can do it. You can do it. And you can join us again right here next week. 9 a.m. Days for Dummies, 11 a.m. 10th Floor Podcast, talking about days of our lives in General Hospital every Sunday morning.
Every Sunday morning.
And every once in a while, we'll have somebody with us. Like last week, we had Julie Dove.
Yeah, we had Cockadoodie Connie on, and it was so fun to talk to her.
The week before that, we talked to Jeff Kober and Sherry Jimenez.
Yes.
And in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking to the rest of the Days of Our Life cast. So subscribe now, folks. Like the video if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel. And leave a comment later on. Share with your friends. And everybody, think of the wonderful imaginary food that you're going to share with Chandra next week. Surprise her. Don't let her bring in the imaginary food. You guys do it.
You guys got to bring her like a cupcake decorated for Halloween.
Yeah, we're getting close to Halloween, aren't we?
We are.
Oh, gosh. 2 weeks. All right, that's it, folks. I'm out of here. That's it. That's it. Go spend some time with your families. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll see you next week right here on the 10th Floor. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.